So with the fuselage done, we're switching to the wings now, and again the mating points intrude onto the actual mating surfaces. So I'm just using one of these disc files again. Really loving this file at the moment to remove all of these intruding sprue attachment points. And then we're going to switch to a blade. I've started using a shorter, stubbier blade for this kind of trimming because I just find it chatters less and moves less than my more usual Swan Mortons. So just trimming back the excess there. And so I'm a big fan of doing as much adjustment as you can to get a good fit. There's not a huge amount of flash on these wings, but there is a bit knocking around that needs removing. So really get in there, remove all the flash and stuff, and that just gives you a good base point from which to start adjusting the fit of other parts of the wing. Again, use any tools you have at your disposal. I'm using these little sanding blocks that I 3D printed for myself, just to help keep those bits that I'm sanding the flash and stuff away from straight and level. And so just using some reamers here to open out the holes for the engine pylons to attach, just to make sure they fit. Better to do this before rather than after. And just checking the fit of the engines there into all the engine pylons into the wing there. And so just checking and rechecking the fit of the wings together to see how they go. Checking areas that might need thinning out, might need material removing or sanding back. And this is, I can't stress enough that if you spend your time doing this, you're going to save yourself a lot of filling and stuff later on. So you can see that the inset wing there sits a bit proud of the trailing edge. So we just need to work on that. So all I'm going to do is use a variety of scrapers, and in this case it's the Madworks chisel, a 4 or 5mm wide one, just going in the inside of the wing there where it butts up to that inset wing piece, and just scraping some material out, and just scrape check and keep going with that really. See, it's very easy, and you'll save yourself a lot of time and a lot of filler ultimately by checking and adjusting fit as you go. So changing tools to a thick ceramic scraper here, and also changing the part that I'm scraping plastic off, this being the actual inside of the lower wing. Just choosing, plastic's got to come off both of these parts, so you just work along, work through, remove, check, and you can see there's quite a lot of plastic being removed here. And these ceramic scrapers are fabulous for this kind of thing because they don't chatter because they're so thick, but they are sharp and they do remove a lot of plastic quite quickly. And so just checking the fit again, you can see it's already starting to become slightly better, and just keep working away at it as long as it takes. I think I spent about half an hour on each of these wings, ultimately thinning parts out and thinning the insides like that. Again, just using a little flexible sander there to help. That's taking some off the wheel bays as well to help the wing sit down. So yeah, as before, if you know you've got a reasonable fit to start with, you know that any fit problems then are by dint of stuff that you've introduced. So I know that I've added some parts to the wheel bay there, so they need trimming to help the wing fit. And so with the trimming done, I'm just now ready to glue the wings. I'm using white cap Tamiya cement for the trailing edge, applying it and letting it go off for 30 seconds or so, just so it's tacky but it doesn't push out from the joint. And then just pushing the wings together there, making sure it's glued all along the trailing edge. Then adding some clamps and stuff like that just to keep it all in place. With that in place and dried, I then moved to using Tamiya's extra thin quick setting for the leading edges. And this was done in sections, only using enough of the glue to actually make sure it's got a good grip. Don't flood this, because if you flood it, you'll get all sorts of problems later on with sinkage and outgassing and ghost seams and stuff like that. So section at a time, just adding enough glue to get a good join. Don't flood it. Repeat for the other wing, and just trimming down and sanding the winglets to fit here, because all these joins will be dealt with in one go. Checking the fit there. It's a really pretty nice fit overall. And I'm using Loctite 495 CA here, which is a very high quality CA. It goes off very quickly, but it's incredibly strong, and it doesn't seem to be as brittle as many others, which is nice for something as flexible as this. As flexible as something on the end of the wing like this will be. Sorry about that not being in view. That's just the way the camera works sometimes, I'm afraid. You have to be out of view to get a good view to actually do the job. And then I'm just running more of that Loctite 495 into the join and putting it aside to set up. So skipping forward a little bit due to some lost footage here, I'm just showing you the leading edge of the wings there. The join wasn't very flat and level, and it would have required an awful lot of removal to get that flat and level. It's one of the weak areas of the kit. And so to get around this, I overbuilt this area with black CA. Just to build up some of it, so I could remove some of it and remove some of the underside, build up some of the top side to get rid of that big step. Sometimes a step is just what you're going to end up with, no matter how hard you check and adjust to remove it. And so I'm just trimming the excess off here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to sand and blend that wing leading edge back, which you can see me doing here with a variety of sanding blocks, sponges, sticks, skinny sanders, all sorts, whatever you need. Just hop around using whichever tool you think is best for the particular part you're sanding at the material time. So working through different grades, making sure we've got a good curve to the leading edge, so the aerofoil section looks continuous. It can be a little bit of a struggle with this sort of thing because of the step that I had between the upper and lower wing, but it just means that you just have to keep building up super glue and sanding it back. In all honesty, it took maybe 25-30 minutes per wing to deal with this, and I ended up with a pretty good result. So switching to a skinny sander now, quite a coarse grit this, but just allows me to do less of a broad front at a time, if you like, and work on it section by section, getting rid of the majority of the excess that wasn't trimmed off. Then switching to one of my own 3D printed blocks with foam backing for the wet and dry. Used wet now. And you can see the sheer variety of things I'm using to get the effect and finishes I want. And then actually switching to a piece of just 800 grit wet and dry, just used wet on its own, just to help restore that rounding to the leading edge and get a good finish. Just checking detail is still there and deepening the leading edge slat detail a little bit there. Nothing really to report, just getting all that detail restored and redefined. So the winglets appeared to fit very well on the top side, but not quite so well on the underside. So again, I just simply overbuilt it with black CA, and then I'm using a very coarse sander here to start the sanding process back. Two processes here to start with, on the plane of the lower wing, and then on the plane of the outside of the winglet, if that makes sense. So you're doing it at two different angles, and then just blending the contour through at the end. And again, back to my own little sanding blocks here. Now, in spite of saying it's a bad fit, you can see how little filler there actually is left on those joints. And then it's just a case of repeating it for the other wing, really, until you're finished. So just checking and adjusting the fit of the wing to the fuselage here. With the best will in the world, there were steps where the fairing, the wing fairing met the fuselage fairing, that no amount of adjusting was going to get rid of. So I just concentrated on making sure that the underside was flat and level, because that would be an easier job to get. If that was level, I could trim and sand the step away. So that was my primary objective here. And then we're just using more of that Loctite 495 and just running it liberally into these joints. It doesn't matter if there's a gap if the joint is level. It's very easy to fill a level gap. It's very difficult to deal with steps in areas like this because you end up with dips and sort of angles and all sorts of things. So make sure that you wherever you can get a joint flat, don't worry about the gap. Worry about how flat the join is. And as you can see, I'm just pretty liberally running it in and along these joints on the front. It sets very quickly, and then once that's set, I can move on and deal with the rear of that wing fairing, not actually dealing with the wing roots at this point. And then with the forward joint pretty secure, moving on to press the rear of the fairing into place, and again running more super glue into the joint, plenty of it. Like I say, there are steps here. I couldn't avoid that, but minimising the steps on the underside of the joint, the steps on the side of the fairings there will be ultimately a bit easier to deal with. So whilst I don't like steps, sometimes they're unavoidable, and they were in this instance. But it's all perfectly within the within the capabilities of most modelers to deal with that sort of thing. And again, you end up using surprisingly little filler if you test and adjust. And then with the front and rear secure, I just ran some thin CA in along the actual wing roots. Capillary action takes it along, using a little spout there to run it in, and then using a cotton bud to remove any of the excess. Don't let the cotton bud dwell, move very quickly so it doesn't actually stick to the super glue in the wing root and end up with a really nasty mess to clean up. And then we can immediately start to trimming the joint, and like I say, there's a step at the front and rear of the fairings here. I'm just using a fine blade here, a fresh blade, to trim away as much of the step as possible around all of these joints, and as much of the excess super glue before the super glue has a chance to actually go rock hard. It's good to do this, and you can see how carefully I'm just gently trimming both plastic from the step area and excess super glue away. So I'm harping on about filling and sanding, but this is just a rinse repeat exercise. You've got to be patient and you've got to keep working at it. Using a skinny sander here just to get in tight against the wing trailing edge so that I can deal with this rear fairing. This is a bit of modelling where it just needs patience and persistence, and then trimming, just moving around each joint in succession, getting the major work done, then going back and sort of tweaking it and adjusting as you go. Again, knife blade here, fresh knife blade, so it trims really nicely, really easily. Then doing the under fuselage there, which is literally just removing super glue here really, because I made sure that joint was as flat and level between the two parts as I could possibly make it, so I wasn't actually left with any sort of a step or anything to deal with, which would then leave me with minimum cleanup. So trim with a fresh blade, and then we're using that the rough end of the rough side of one of these skinny sanders. And just again, I used about 4 or 5 different types of sander here. My bench ends up full of sanding materials and abrasives as I do this and hop around. You can see I've switched to another kind of sanding stick there, which is quite fine but removes material quite nicely. And this is all before the super glue is completely, all this super glue has been on here about 10-15 minutes at this point, so it's still reasonably soft. It hasn't gone rock hard yet, so it is trimmable. Again, yet another different sanding stick, and then moving to the front, and like it's just a rinse repeat exercise. And if I'm harping on about it, it's because I see people reach for filler too quickly, when a lot of the time checking, adjusting fit and careful sanding will minimise the need for filler. And as you can see, I've used barely any solvent based fillers on this at all. Just trimming the final part there, making sure it blends into that leading edge of the wing where there's the curve there. And the actual wing roots will be dealt with separately using Mr. Surfacer and stuff, because the fit was really nice and it just required a little bit drop of Mr. Surfacer and removing the excess with some Mr. Thinner. But yeah, it's just this. This is literally all you're doing is going around, rinse, repeat, keep going, keep going, keep going. This is only about half an hour's work in total here, and hopefully you can see from this that actually the joint is pretty good now. There was some more trimming and stuff to be done yet, but you use a primer coat, and I use a silver check coat, and then go back and do some more sanding and readjust. And so this is the silver checking coat. This is just heavily thinned Mr. Colour H8 silver with a wide brush, just being brushed over all the joints here. Silver will immediately throw up any gaps or issues with the with your sanding work, and allows you to go back and correct and repeat as often as you need. Yeah, silver paint is great for this. So I'm just going over all the joints I've already done. This Mr. Colour will dry in 5 or 10 minutes, and you can immediately move on to adjusting your fit and sanding. Just doing a little bit on the canopy there, but this is the check coat. So the check coat have immediately revealed a host of very small issues that nevertheless do need dealing with. It's the difference between having a great looking model and having a model that people could immediately pick the obvious faults with. So again, fresh blades, trimming, sanding, going back over, sometimes reapplying the check coat just to see if the work I've done has paid off, because seams are visible when they're sanded. Sometimes you can't see whether you've actually succeeded in what you wanted to do. So don't be afraid to reapply check coats and go back. And you can see that basically every joint I did on this required further work with the check coat after the check coat, with trimming and sanding and blending, because superglue has a tendency to actually be very hard to get rid of completely, and you can end up with quite a lot of little greeblies and other issues. So making sure that it blends into that curve in the leading edge of the wing there nicely. And then going back to using 800 grit just wet and dry on its own. I tend to use 400 and 800 grit wet and dries quite a lot. I'm bringing it back, as they say. And just getting into little corners and stuff where you want to retain detail but definitely do a little bit of removal, using all these sanding sticks, and then just sanding the wing roots wet with 800 grit there. Just to reveal any issues, and also the cockpit, the canopy area, just add another coat and a very light sanding just to make sure it's all blended in. And it's just keep going, keep doing this. And the final thing I did here was I applied a little bit of Mr. Surfacer 500 into the wing roots. That was allowed to dry, and then the excess was cleaned up with a cotton bud and some Mr. Colour thinner, and also a little dab around the SATCOM antenna that I 3D printed for it there, and that's it basically. The next thing is we're ready to start dealing with the engines, so I will see you then.